Something can belong to you on paper and still not feel yours in your hands. And that small gap between ownership and permission is where most of your potential has been disappearing. I was talking to a friend of mine recently, a very brilliant guy, full of ideas. He said to me, I know exactly what I want to start. I have known for 2 years, but I keep waiting for someone to tell me it's okay. And I thought to myself, why does a grown adult need permission to follow their own dream? Then I remembered something from childhood. Growing up, a friend of mine had toys. On paper, they were his. But his parents never hesitated to remind him who really owned them. The moment he made a mistake, the toy was seized. The moment he talked back, the toy was threatened. And sometimes they would casually mention how much they paid for it, as if to say, this was never really his. Now, that's not a complaint. That's just the truth of many African homes. But here's what nobody realized. That lesson didn't stay in the playroom. It followed us into adulthood. And it's been running our lives ever since. Stick with me because I'm about to show you why you keep seeking permission to chase your own dreams. Why mentorship has sometimes felt like control. And the single shift that turns borrowed agency into real ownership. This is not blame. This is an awakening. You see, many of us grew up with resources but not responsibility. We were given dreams but not decisions. You can pursue this opportunity, but make sure it makes us proud, they would always say. This is your chance, but do not embarrass the family, they say. So what happens? We grow up having access to life but not authority over it. That's why we are more excited about telling people what we want to start than actually starting it. Because in those moments, what we are really asking is it safe to believe in myself? Is it okay to own my life? And I don't blame our parents. They didn't know better. Colonialism was not just about territorial integrity. It was also about mental ownership. It taught generations not to defy authority, to wait to be told what to do, to see value as something given, not generated. Even after independence, that mentality leaked into parenting, religion, education, even governance. Our parents only passed down what they had internalized. Control is love, order is survival. So here's what I need you to ask yourself honestly. Are you still waiting for someone to give you permission to play with your own life? And if nobody ever showed up to say, go, will you stay stuck forever? Because healing has to happen on multiple levels. We must learn to speak to ourselves in ways we were never spoken to. It's okay to make a mistake. You don't need permission to dream. Your decisions are valid. We must seek mentorship that empowers, not controls. The best mentors don't say, follow me. They say, this is how to follow yourself. We must rewrite the narrative in forms, podcast, content, until a new generation learns to give itself permission. When you grow up seeking permission to play with your own toys, you enter adulthood seeking permission to live your own life. And until a generation learns to give itself permission, it will always seek validation from those who look like power. This is a whole conversation, but I hope you get the idea. If this hits home, share it, strengthen your tribe. And remember how we started. Something can belong to you on paper and still not feel yours in your hands. And that small gap between ownership and permission is where most of your potential has been disappearing. Stop asking, start owning.